What's going on, everybody? It's your boy TrueChampionSteven, and I'm back with another Vanguard Zero video for you guys. And today I have a very special hybrid deck profile for Cardfight Vanguard Zero. If you guys don't know, the way a hybrid deck works is you take two archetypes that sometimes have synergy with one another, but sometimes don't, and you mix them together and you try and create one deck that has both archetypes in it because you believe that both archetypes together is stronger than just one by themselves. And today, the two archetypes that I decided to mix together was Galahad and Garmore. A little while back, I made a deck profile talking about how Garmore was the best Royal Paladin deck in the format at the time. I think I was actually wrong, because in that video I did mention how I thought a Galahad and a Garmore mixture could actually be more powerful, but at the time I didn't have any Galahad, so I couldn't test them. But guess what, guys? Your boy has 4 Galahads now. I've been testing this deck for the past few days by myself off of stream, because when I tried to do it on stream, a bunch of bad things happened, and my first draft of the deck was, let's just say, terrible and very inconsistent and very clunky. But I think I found just the perfect kind of solution that hopefully will lead to some success. So guys, if you are excited for this deck profile and want to see more stuff like this in the future, please be sure to let me know that by leaving a like on this video, subscribing to the channel, and clicking that bell for notifications so that way you guys know when my videos go live for you. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and hop into this deck list. Alright guys, here we are on the deck builder, and here is my GG Paladins. Get it? GG. Galahad, Garmore. I love it. Alright guys, here is the deck. Let's go ahead and start from the top down here of how this deck kind of works. First things first, we have Drangal, or the Galahad Ridechain. It works the same as the Tsukuyomi Ridechain, where each card searches for the top 5 cards of the deck, and then for the next stage of the Ridechain, and then puts the cards in the bottom in any order. Unlike Tsukuyomi, however, Galahad can't really take advantage of that stack, because oftentimes we superior call units, or even shuffle our deck, so it's kind of like moot that we stack. It never comes up. Next up is the Grade 1 Galahad, who works a little bit like the Tsukuyomi one, but instead of having it soul charge on ride, it soul charges when something is written on it, which is a little bit different. So the soul charging is a bit more passive, which is just interesting to note, I guess. And then it searches for Knight of Tribulations, which is the Grade 2 right here, who then, when Knight of Godly Speed Galahad rides on him, he soul charges 2. That's really cool. Again, these cards all search for each other. And then finally, you have Knight of Godly Speed Galahad. If your soul has 6 or more cards, Counterblast 2, this unit gets power plus 3k and critical plus 1 until end of turn. Works just like Tsukuyomi if you have 6 or more cards in soul. However, unlike Tsukuyomi, I believe the only card in Royal Paladin that can soul charge is, besides Lorengrin and stuff and like other grade 3s, is Dream Painter, who takes a card from your hand, puts it in the soul. So that's the only way you have to kind of maintain your soul and get back up to 6 if you miss your ride chain. So a big fault with the Galahad deck is that it plays a lot of cards like Soul Saver Dragon or Dozer or that Hound card that all gain power or have effects based on how many cards in soul you have. So, you know, while it is nice and it does soul charge very consistently, if you miss your ride chain even in the slightest way possible, your entire deck doesn't work. So having an alternate strategy like Garmore can help fix that. So you can have like a game switcher, or you can ride a different grade 3 first and then ride Galahad to add to your soul and then make life a little bit easier for yourselves. Also, the other main reason why we're playing Garmore is that Garmore is a very defensive deck, while Galahad, as you can see by his gaining crits, is a very offensive deck. So you can kind of have that awesome, nice, perfect split between defense and offense. So early game, you can go Galahad, pressure your opponent to 5 damage with crits or something, and then go into Garmore late game to make the game last long enough so then you can grind out those last few points of damage for the victory. That's the basic overall strategy of the deck. Also, having the main consistency engine of Galahad, fun fact, actually gets rid of the big inconsistencies with Garmore that I used to notice. For example, you almost never ride Snowgold because your main ride target is Knight of Quest Galahad, so you get to maximize the counts of Snowgold in your deck, and Snowgold is a really awesome card who gains 1k for each other Snowgold and Brugol in play. We only have Snowgolds in this deck though, so you can only ever have a maximum of 10k power for your dudes here, but you know what? Snowgold's not in here to be a gigantic beat stick, he's in here to be an extra grade 2 essentially, and we have what? 17 intercepts in theory with this deck, which is so powerful. Like, I cannot stress how powerful that is in terms of math. And Garmore can superior call Snowgolds, he gains power for every Snowgold, and he gives the Snowgolds intercept. Like I said before, you guys have seen this. If you guys want to double check why Garmore's so good, I'll leave a link in the doobly-doo above and below for my Garmore deck list. But that's pretty much it for the main grade 1s. As well, we have the 4 PGs, which are necessary to have in anything that's decent right now. And then finally, we have the one of Marin. The reason why I'm playing Marin over like a Dream Painter or like a Leanne or something is because I like having a 21k column with Palamedes, who I'm running 2 of in this deck, and that's really really the only reason. Like, if I'm in a situation where this is my only grade 1 that I have to call, I'm probably also in a situation where I have this card in my hand, so a 21k column out of nowhere is pretty nice and really consistent. Also, with Dozer, I can hit 20k, which can sometimes be really cool as well. So that's pretty much it for the grade 1s, and almost all the grade 3s. You know what, let's just go ahead and do the grade 3s really quickly as well. We have 4 Solitary Knight Cancel Out. This is the best card in Royal Paladin right now. You must run 4 of it, and in conjunction with the 4, you must run your 4 Blaster Blade, and that's pretty much it. In theory, you could cut a Blaster Blade for like an extra copy of Gallatin or Dozer if you really wanted to. However, I found that this 4-4 split here of Knight of Tribulations and Blaster Blade is perfectly fine, and it maximizes your Gancelot consistency, which is just really good. And then finally for the grade 2s, this was honestly the hardest part for me, was the grade 2s. I could not figure out what grade 2s to run. I couldn't figure out the ratios correctly. Let's talk about Gallatin and Dozer here. So first things first, Dozer is the 12k attacker if you have 6 cards in Soul, and then Gallatin's the 10k base. I used to run in here Beast Knight Garmore, and I used to run Hakane for a while, like switching between them, and that's what this 2 of was here, and then the 3 of used to be Gallatin. But I decided that what's weird is that in like the late game scenarios, you actually don't have boosters. Like the hardest thing for this deck is drawing grade 1s apparently, because you ride a lot of them, you can soul charge your grade 1s, you can, you know, save your Snuggles or they die because you have to be in Garmore. So having cards that can attack by themselves is actually really useful. So that's why I like having cards like Palamedes, Gallatin, and Dozer, because these cards can all attack by themselves. Also, Dozer specifically is a great counter to like the 12k rear guards like Eisengugel, Enigma Conrad, and Lava Am Dragon, because those cards are really annoying to deal with because I can't always get over them without a booster. And sometimes I don't have boosters because the deck, like I said before, seems to be lacking that like extra draw power that I would like for overall board consistency. And sometimes you don't get games where you ride Garmore, right, or games where you're stuck on Galahad, so you can't always expunge or extend yourself in the late game for more grade 1s. So having cards like Dozer and Gallatin that can attack by themselves is actually really useful. I even contemplated playing stands in this deck for a while, and you still can probably. Like, these 2 crit here can easily be 2 stand. My biggest problem with stand triggers in this deck right now is that I don't think it has good synergy with Galahad. It has great synergy with Garmore, but not that much with Galahad. And Galahad is the main grade 3 of the deck, even though it is a hybrid deck. You're mostly on him. And the reason why stands don't really have consistency is that stands always happen after your Vanguard hits, but in theory, Galahad always has a crit on him. So if my crit hits like we want it to, my opponent will take 2 damage, thus they'll always get 10k power and occasionally get 20k power. So the stands can often be, you know, useless. But I could definitely see the switch between crits and stands here. This is like the one thing about the deck that I don't think is truly optimal. I could even see 9 draw being the best way to go. This deck honestly has a lot of fluidity in terms of its trigger lineup, which is honestly really impressive to see in this format, because honestly it feels like decks have to be stands or have to be draws. But seeing a deck that can really be whatever it wants is honestly super cool. And your mileage may vary as well. You can also switch it to 3 crit as well and make Garmore the crits. But I just wanted to make all my I just like making all my ride targets draw triggers, so that way if I lose them or I have them in my hand, I can keep them during the opening turns and not really feel like I'm losing anything. But yeah, guys, that'll be it for the actual deck profile here. If you guys have any extra questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments below, or better yet, hop into my Twitch channel. I go live all the time. The links can be found in the description below. Go ahead and drop a follow. I do all kinds of Pokemon and Cardfight Vanguard Zero content over there, and I love just hanging out in like a just chatting type situation where you guys can just talk to me and we can have a nice little open discussion about whatever you want, Cardfight Vanguard Zero included. But yeah, guys, enough talk about this deck, enough theorying. Let's go ahead and see what this deck can actually do in some ranked games. Alright, guys, here we are with the first game against Dimension Police. Oh, that's fun. Blade, let's have a good fight. Let's have a good fight, bro. The D Police versus the Royal Paladins, or the GG Paladins. Let's see if we can't get a W here. Having a big amount of intercepts in this matchup is actually really valuable, because constantly forcing my opponent to call cards, not only to activate their own skills, but also just to get through my my onslaught of defense is going to be super nice. There's the Enigma Ripple. Okay, so this, ooh, no, oh yeah, I have Snowball in my hand, but I don't want to have to commit Snowball, but I don't have to. I guess, you know, I'll be okay with not giving him damage, I guess, turn 1, because I have crit and stuff. Alright, oh, well, there's Marin, so show me the grade 1! Oh boy, no grade 1 Galahad. Bright side, though, I do have the grade 2 Galahad, and I do have a Garmore, so what I can do is, in between the interim of, like, not riding Galahad, I can just ride Garmore first, and then late game go into the crits, or, being that I have 2 Galahads in my hand, I can always just, you know, swing with, a normal Galahad and then ride him again and then get the crit the following turn. Or now I can use Blast Blade's effect. So now that we have the hybrid deck option, this is a really good example of what the deck can do for us. We already know that our game plan is not going the way we want to, but we have a nice, good backup grade 3 that'll get the job done regardless of how many cards we have in Soul. And then we can always late game power through if we need to. There's a Conrad, but I do have a booster in my hand in Snowgle, so I'll be able to deal with it no problemo. And there's a damage trigger. There's the grade 2, okay. Here comes the Conrad, that's major damage, major Demaglios. And there's another grade 2, good thing I didn't need that card. Good thing that one's already in my hand. And there's the grade 1, better late than never, I guess. Better late than never there, Chief. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and call you, and because you're a 10k base, I will call you as well. I'll swing this first. Why not? Oh, I should make it. That's actually a misplay, though, because I am playing crits. I always forget that I'm playing crits. I don't normally play crits in my decks besides Perfect Razor, so it's hard for me to remember that this deck has crits in it. But I should have actually swung my rearguard first, and then Vanguard on the offense, I got a crit, so that way I could deal more damage to my opponent. That was a little bit of a misplay, but don't worry, it didn't bite us in the butt. Here comes Enigman Storm! Look at that. Look at that boy. Oh, he's so precious. Okay. Enigma Flow going in the back row. Busted. So we don't actually have any PGs in our hand, which in this matchup, honestly, is the most important thing because we want to stop him from just critting our faceplate. But luckily, he does not have any crits available to him during this turn. So that's going to be a little nice, I guess. The calm before the storm, as it were. And there's a heal trigger. Ooh, so now he needs a trigger to pass, and we're only going to be at 2 damage at the worst, which is really nice. I think in this exact scenario, riding Galahad first is fine because it gives me more options turn by turn. And there's no damage coming from the Vanguard this turn, despite his power boost. That's so funny to me. But here we are. Ooh, Dozer. And then no Galahad Superior Ride, and no Gancelot in my hand either. I could call Garmore and Superior call a Snowball to shuffle my deck, but I don't think that actually gives us that much value. I need to call Dozer, but I do need to attack twice. So you know what? I think I kind of have to call you, huh? Then I lose access to... You know what we're going to do? I'm going to hang on to the Dozer. Do I hang on to the Dozer, or do I get rid of the Dozer? I'm going to choose to get rid of the Dozer here, because I know for a fact that there's so many important cards in my deck right now that are at the bottom, and I want to just shuffle my deck here. I'm going to get this Snowball right now, and it's going to be AK thanks to Snowball's effect, so I'll be able to hit Grander. Losing the Dozer is weird, I know, but being able to have the 6 cards in Soul, which I will have in the next turn, will be super nice for pressuring my opponent as early as I can. So it might look like a weird play, guys, but I think it's the correct play that we should be making right now, especially if I check a critical trigger this turn, which is possible still, but very unlikely. First check, and the second one. No triggers. Okay, that's fine. That's totally fine. So now I've lost access to my late game defense, but at this stage of the game, you know, my opponent's hand is very dwindling. It doesn't even look like he's going to be able to actually get off his crit this turn, so I'm not that afraid of him. Miracle Beauty, that one card in his hand has to be a PG. If it's not, I could in theory kill him this turn. You know what I mean? Like, that's the crazy part. There's the crit. Oh, I could have had a crit last turn. That would have been so clutch. Now my opponent needs 2 triggers if they want to hit, but they're just going to do that. Makes sense. Now they need a trigger if they want to hit with their Vanguard. Are they going to swing with the rear guard? No, they're just going to swing with their Vanguard. Interesting. There's a heal trigger. Okay, so much for pushing him for 6 damage this turn, but I can still push him to 4, and then the next turn push him to 6. I will say, though, I need to cut like some kind of attacker or blaster blade or something, so that way I can do some damage. There's a draw trigger. Good to see that. A Dozer. Perfect. And now Dozer will be a 12k attacker, and life will be great. Another Galahad, so I can have a full board, just a big old duders and onslaughts and stuff. That's gonna be super nice. We're gonna do it all like this. Have a party. We're swinging 21, baby. I'm gonna go battle phase. I'm gonna swing at this. Then I'm gonna swing my rear guard first and force my opponent to get that last card out of their hand, so that way they don't have any cards in their hand, and they need to top deck something that can give them a critical if they want any chance of winning this game. Or better yet, check a critical, because apparently they're playing some. How many they're playing? Looks like they're playing probably no more than 3. No heal trigger for your boy, but I do have 3 in the deck, so very likely that we see one during our damage checks. And they had they didn't have the PG in their hand, so we totally could have won this turn if they didn't have the stupid heal trigger last turn. So that's a little bit of a feels bad, man. But let's see if my opponent can push us for game this turn. They need to either check a critical trigger or gain enough power to do that. If they attack our Vanguard, hits a Vanguard, so what they can do is they can. Oh, they misplayed. What? They could have. Oh no, 14, not 15. Oh wow, he was 10k short. Okay, show me a defensive trigger. Oh no, so close, you guys. All right, 6 damage heal time. Oh, 6 and 7 damage heal time. You know what? That game was really close. I'm going to chalk it up to a heal trigger was the difference there. Also, not having a PG in my hand. So that game was just a little bit unlucky for your boy here in terms of what we drew. Maybe I misplayed by not running Garmore, but I still say that I made the correct plays. Let's see if I get punished. Nah, I do. All right, that's a GG. Good games to my opponents. They were able to last just long enough to deliver the finishing blow. If I had one more intercept, I would have been able to win. So maybe having Garmore there would have been better, but I still vote that because I was so behind with the Galahad Ridechain that I needed to advance the aggression, you know? So I still say that was correct, but, you know, we'll find out more in the next game. Alright guys, here we are for game 2. We're fighting against, Kagerou! Classic Kagerou v Royal Paladin match. Let's see if Galahad and Garmore can deliver us to victory. Galahad is probably pretty good against Kagerou because they don't really need rear guards to do anything, but Garmore has been known to have some problems. Ooh, I don't like getting rid of a PG. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to be a bit greedy here. Okay, so I at least have the grade 3, so if we can get the grade 1 off of our search, or just by drawing it, that'd be super great, but our hand is still good nonetheless, and we can kind of respond to anything we need to, and in this match it's going to be pretty slow anyway. No out of quests again, which is frustrating, but having a PG, a Snowball, and, you know, the grade 2, plus an alternate grade 2 that we could ride before would be super nice. Plus, we can always superior ride using our grade 2 to get an extra grade 3. Which would be super nice. And there goes the 6K, aka the 9K. Is it a 9K for Vanguard as well? Huh, I did not know that. That's pretty cool. Slash front row rear guard circle during your turn. It's pretty cool. Cool card. So there's that. We seem to be fighting against some kind of basic, bare bones, good stuff Kagerou deck, but we'll learn more as we go about. The game is in the knife relations, so I can be a bit aggressive this turn, which would be kind of nice. I don't love being aggressive though in this matchup. Yeah, I won't be that aggressive. I will use Gansel's effect, though, to add a Blaster Blade to my hand, put a heal trigger back, and potentially get another one. That'd be super sick. Bink. Aha, my Psyqualia is working today. I'm so glad that I do that thing. You should always wait for your Ganslots to put back in deck, so that way you can, you should always wait until you have more damage than your opponent before you put your Ganslots back, so that way they become not only back in your deck, but also active. Which is a really cool, just fun combination of things you can do. There comes the Dragon Knight Nehalem, and a bunch of other cards. I was like, why is he calling pages without a booster? Okay. I normally call boosters first, and then I call cards in front of them because it lets me have more choice, as it were, of what to put there. So now we're just going to take 1 more damage maximum this turn, or 2, I guess, if he's playing crits. But no crit there, so that's cool. He's going to get the power to his Vanguard, probably. Yep. I'll take a damage, but it's okay. Our hand is looking alright, I think. It's looking alright. There's an assault. Now we have double PG in our hand. So even though we don't have our Godly Speed Galahad fully ready to go, we will be in a pretty good position, I think, nonetheless. So the Ganselot in the soul, that's a little bit of a feels bad. All we need now is draw another one potentially, and we can get everything we need. But also late game, I can always go into my dude. I'm going to choose to call this first and not call the Snowball because I'm afraid my Snowball will die if I call it. I don't want it to die. I might need it late game if I want to try and survive because fun fact, you guys, Snowballs through having Garmore's effect add to them can actually get around Blockade. So Blockade cannot stop the intercept of Snowballs. They can stop the intercepts of Grade 2s though, but not Snowballs. Fun little fact. Because the way that timing works in terms of effects in this game, Garmore's effect happens after this guy's effect. So he may get rid of their intercept, but then Garmore adds it back. So it's like a really neat little timing thing about the game in terms of auto effects, which is pretty cool to think about. Alright guys, this game is going pretty solid for us, even though we don't have Galahad's effect. The nice thing is that you do play Blaster Blade, so if you can't use your abilities for Galahad, you can use your abilities or Counter Blasts for Blaster Blade and get still really good value out of them. Okay, a top deck this turn of Garmore would be pretty god tier. Not gonna lie to you guys. That would be probably the most ideal thing that could happen to us this turn. For sure. Because my opponent is unleashing the onslaught of the Kagerou clan using my boy Dragonic Overlord. It always sucks playing against Dragonic Overlord because I'm like, no, my son, he's hurting me. Why must you do this to me? I raised you. I will say, though, that his board's a bit suboptimal. I would have rather had a booster in front of the Dragonic Overlord, but that's me. So now if I get a defensive here, I take no more damage this turn, and we do not. I'll take 1 more damage this turn, but that's not that big of a deal. Going to 4 from 3 is not that big of a deal. All right, top deck, Garmore, please. Blaster Blade. You know what? I will take a Blaster Blade. I will actually take that. Calling you. Calling Blaster Blade. Retiring this. I can now control his board using my Vanguard. How many crits are gone for me? I think I saw both of them go to the bottom. I want to say I saw both of them go to the bottom, so I'm going to play with the assumption that I'm not going to get a crit this turn, and I'm going to swing... I guess it's the same thing, because it's 15, so yeah, I'll just do this, and then I'll swing Vanguard, and then I'll swing Rear Guard, because it's the same thing. If I swing my Vanguard first, I have Rear Guard. This way, if I do get a crit, I can use it. Well, there's my last godly speed, so much for our crits gaining this game. But, like I said, though, we're not going to be, obviously, with my Counterblast already gone, we're not going to be playing for that anyways. We're going to be playing for a late-game Garmore, just like push, which so far is looking pretty solid to be a way to win, if we can just draw our Garmore. If we can just do that one little thing that we have to do in order to do this. I've seen so many draw triggers, but I haven't actually seen a Garmore once yet, I think. Is there one in the soul? No, and there's not one down here. Nope. All my Galahads are gone, though, which is the funny bit. All right, he's going to add a PG to his hand. We have to assume that he has at least 3. Yeah, I think at least, sorry, maximum 3. Okay, maximum 3 now, guaranteed. Yeah, he definitely has 3 in his hand. He would have called something else. And there's a heal trigger, which is a bad sight to see. That could be the difference there between us winning and losing. Oh, and a double heal. Come on, Chief. That's not good. That's very bad. Oh, well, there's a Garmore. I would have liked to have drawn you. Ooh, another assault, though. So we're not going to, like, lose anytime soon, but we sure ain't going to win anytime soon either. I do have a booster, though, for my Vanguard, and he chose to use Heat Nail. Get rid of my Grade 1s. I can't believe he didn't get rid of Snoggle. He just saw the Garmore go in the damage zone. He should have gotten rid of Snoggle. Why did he do that? That's an interesting choice, if I'm going to be honest. Not too sure about that one. And there's Garmore! Oh, my savior is here. I superior call Snoggle. I will superior call him here. Oh, baby, a triple. We have double intercepts and triple PGs in our hand. We have at least 2 more turns. 2 more turns of dealing damage, and my opponent's going to have no cards on board. Oh, baby. And I shuffled my crits back in my deck, so now I can get a critical trigger check here. Even better, a heal trigger check. Okay, guys, the game is officially back in our favor. Officially back in our favor. Speaking of critical triggers, knew it. I'm a psychic type. My Psychwalia is working today. It feels so good to have crits in this deck for once. 28,000 power. Snoggles. The doggos are powerful. Watch my opponent not think that my intercepts work. Watch him not think that and then swing at me. This will be so funny. Watch him like try and swing and be like his battle phase will take like 10 seconds longer than normal. Like watch, it'll be so funny. So that's 3 heals gone for my opponent. That's good to see. We have 3 heals gone as well. There's a crit. Wait, what? Wait, oh, they fixed it. Oh, was it a bug? Oh, is it not supposed to work like that? Oh, I guess it's not. Never mind. I'm the dumb one. I could have sworn that I heard someone say that it gets around Blockade's effect, but I guess that's not true. Huh, well, I guess it makes sense, I guess. But if you think about it in terms of like an ability standpoint, I guess it should work that way, but whatever. I guess I was lied to. That's fine. Either way, though, we still have plenty of attacks and my opponent's faceplate, especially if we get a critical trigger this turn. That'd be super sick. It's in there. Oh, we did it! Oh, that's so hot. I'm going to give the power to the Snoggle because he's going to PG this attack, and I'm going to go 13 in his faceplate. If he gets a trigger, I can swing at the rear guard. Boom! Life is good. Life is good. And if he doesn't get a trigger, I can swing for lethal, which would be sick. Oh, is that his last trigger? He's got 10 gone? That's a lot of triggers gone. I have 11 gone. I have more triggers gone. I have a draw trigger and a heal trigger left. He has a heal draw. And maybe another draw. No, yeah, 5 draw? Yeah, with 2 draws and a heal left. So make that. Oh, he's playing 5 crit actually. Make that 1 draw and 1 heal still. So yeah, we both have the same amount of things gone, but he gets to activate Overlord's skill again because he double healed. Oh, that's a feels bad, man. That's a Mondo feels bad, man. And he can clear my entire board this turn if he wants to, which is super sketchy. But he only has 1 card in his hand, so if I just get 2 attacks off, I think I win the game. Then let's say he heals this turn, which would be very, very not good for us. Okay, he didn't. That's great. So as long as we operate... Also, he's not going to get rid of my grade 1 now because he didn't attack with Tejas first. So that's really good to see. So now we can guarantee at least 1 attack on his Vanguard, And depending on what a top deck I can guarantee too. Top deck a Blaster Blade would be so nice. He can't do math apparently, that's fine. Top deck Blaster Blade, please. Oh, that's fine too. That'll work. That'll work, Chief. We gotta go balls to the wall this turn if we want a chance to win here. I'm gonna swing this. I will say that if he gets a heal, he gets the win, but hey, he would need to heal 3 times to beat us. If that's how we lose, I'm fine with that. There's the heal trick, there's the PG. All right, Snoggle, assault, finishing blow. Do it. Let's go, baby. Feels good to be me. That game got a little bit too close for comeback because my opponent did double heal, but that's just the power you guys can see from going from Galahad into Garmore. I hope you guys did enjoy this fun little hybrid deck profile of the GG Paladins. I definitely enjoyed making it. Whether or not this deck is actually more powerful than Garmore, or just like a pure version of Garmore, I'm not 100% sure yet, but I do like it. I think it's a really fun and consistent way to play Royal Paladins right now. Plus, it definitely has more options than either of its pure forms. So, if you consider that as being better, then obviously that's a yes. But if you think of better as more consistent and more powerful, not necessarily the case, but more options is always a good thing to have. Alright guys, that'll go ahead and do it for this video. I had an amazing time building this deck and trying to kind of make it work. Hopefully, it turns out being everything that I want to and more the more I play with it on stream and on ranked for you guys. That'll be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please be sure to comment down below your favorite part about this deck, or better yet, any fun suggestions you might have for other cool hybrid decks that exist in this game right now. I cannot wait to see them. But guys, with all that being said, I've been your true champion, Steven. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to work hard, rest easy, and live well, and I will see you all next time. Peace.